Hi guys, this is the first video I did on my channel, and I've got this little Miggy troll called Daniel, and he says here, ha ha ha, this guy thinks he isn't a white knight, ha ha ha, so delusional. And then he says down here, very weird, this guy says he is against feminism when he acts just like one, makes a YouTube video about something he knows nothing about yet, and did the whole research before making it. Classic feminist here. Well, let's have a look at Daniel's profile. And he's obviously got a lot of videos about how to bring feminism down and exposing feminism and all that. Hang on, what do we got here? Let's have a look. What? No videos? But you're, you're the expert, man. I'm supposed to be delusional and all this, right?
Wanker.
So anyway, now we'll go to my Philippines channel. Here we go. Okay, so this is a video I did in November last year. It was a feminist who was trying to get feminism into the Philippines, and her channel was pretty big actually. And what happened was I did a video on her, just showing her bullshit. I've done 3 or 4 videos exposing feminism on my channel, my Philippines channel, which is a travel channel. But I've got such strong views about feminism or any idealism that does, shrinks populations, especially the white population. See, I am part of the white population, but I like all races. But another thing today, I had an idiot called Gypsy, I think his name was, and this idiot, he was a MGTOW, and he said he's quite happy to see the white population be totally extinct. So, well, there you go. My video was correct, at least with some people, when I said what I said. So this is the video. I'm going to play it now. So if anyone thinks I'm totally anti-Miggy and all a feminist and all this sort of shit, well, you're totally wrong.
Hi guys, now this is an instructional video to tell you, which you probably already know, but why males are flocking to Southeast Asia to find lovely woman, traditional woman, and flocking away from the West. So we'll play this video. We're not going to play it all. We'll just play, say, half of it. So here we go. We'll do a bit of commentary on top of it. This is a woman in Manila, Australian woman in Manila, earlier this year.
And I just have to make a video for you about what happened when I searched on YouTube for feminism in the Philippines. It was probably one of the saddest things that I have ever seen in my life. Hardly any hits, hardly any videos.
Great.
The front page was like 50% flash mobs, which is good. I'm about flash mobs, they're great. But what's happening? There's another kid who's done this video.
Let's just scroll it up a bit.
So many people are comfortable with the benevolent sexism that happens here.
But benevolent sexism, what the hell is benevolent sexism? Benevolent means charitable or being kind. So, just total feminist nonsense here.
Like every single freaking day, they're just like part of it. They're just happy with it. I am particularly upset with the Catholic Church for this, but it's not all the Catholic Church's fault. However,
no, it's not. It's all men's fault, of course.
really need to start looking at where these crazy ideas are coming from.
Your crazy ideas, you mean?
This idea that we're so progressive or we're this or we're that. I'm sorry, but if your women vote, but give up complete autonomy over their bodies, believes that things like IUDs and condoms will give you cancer or worse, some kind of devil possession, then you women aren't equal.
There is condoms on every counter of every 7-Eleven in the Philippines, so she's completely lying here. So we'll continue on. Typical feminist lies here, propaganda.
And when you have to have a man to be valid, I mean, they're very romantic. I mean, they love love. But it's kind of like, what are you going to do with your life if you're not married? You don't have a boyfriend. You don't have children.
So she's trying to say it's wrong to be a traditional woman and, have a boyfriend, then get a husband, and then get married. That's what she's trying to say. And she's trying to say, you should have lots more contraception so you can be a slut, a feminist slut, and just run around, screw with impunity.
And again, they go, oh, this is a beautiful family values thing, that's great.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what family values were by the sounds of it.
There's no room for women who don't want that here. I mean, I find that hard enough to find room for that in Australia when I'm surrounded with people that love and support my kind of thinking. And
No. Very few people support feminism, extremist feminism. There's plenty of people like myself who believe in a woman having equal rights, and the type of woman that stands on their own 2 feet is an independent and all that. But extreme feminism where men are castigated and made into nothing, and no, we don't agree with that. I'm sorry, not even most of the women don't agree with that.
I miss you guys very much. But here, oh my god, it's like my gloriously flawed genetics are wasted if I don't reproduce them, and even more so if they're not copied with someone here. But anyway.
So she's saying it's wrong to have babies, basically.
Back to my YouTube problem. Nobody knows what it's about.
Good.
Filipinos, I love you, that's why I'm here. It's about equality. And I mean like real equality. It's not about you being able to vote. It's not being able to work. Because, I met someone 2 days ago who lives in a slum. And she doesn't work because her husband doesn't want her to work.
That's what she says. How do we know that's the case? And the thing is, how do you know the husband doesn't want her to work because he wants her to have a good life? He wants her to stay at home with the children and bring up the children and not send them to some sort of, like they do in the West here, some sort of childcare centre, impersonal childcare, government-run childcare centre, so they can be indoctrinated and brought up by strangers with crazy liberal feminist ideas.
And her husband earns 200 pesos a day fishing. Is that good?
Yes, it is. If that guy is making 200 pesos a day, I think rice is about 30 pesos a kilogram. You can feed the family with that daily, and then the guy's a fisherman as well, so he'd have plenty of seafood to bring home every day. They'd be living great. For people that live in, a less wealthy area, that is.
Is that enough for your family? If your wife wants to work, but you don't want her to work, and so she doesn't.
Who says that you're the one who's saying that she wants to work, though?
Is that? How is this a thing? How are we all so fine with this? Another example is how you don't see women being upset about the lack of access for health here, especially reproductive health. Aside from the fact that there's something I'm not going to talk about because it's illegal here. Never mind.
Okay, what she's talking about there is abortion. So initially she's saying, you should be promiscuous, there should be contraception everywhere. Then she says you shouldn't be having babies. Women shouldn't be in the home and bringing up the children and washing the dishes and, you know, doing the homely things. That's wrong. And now she's saying abortion should be legalised and should be rife, because obviously when you're a slut and you're running around the joint and you accidentally get up the duff, you should be able to just cut the fetus out. Lovely person, eh?
What that is, but there's not even, nobody talks about it. And I mean, I have friends who've had to go to like many funerals last year because their friends have died from HIV.
How many friends? I don't think you'd have too many friends.
So no one even wants to use protection. Oh my gosh, and you know
You
what?
can get it every counter on in any 7-Eleven, and if you've been to the Philippines, just about every city, especially Manila and Cebu, have got a 7-Eleven on every block just about.
The thing that gets me about all of this, we're also good, we're also Christian here. There are so many fucking children. There are people everywhere. Like, I don't think anyone in Australia can ever complain again about being crowded. Yeah, or
They don't. No one in Australia complains about being crowded. There's 23 million people in Australia, and it's a bigger country than the United States when you don't factor in Alaska. So she's full of absolute crap, and she's saying there's so many children there. Well, that's a great thing. That bodes well for the future of the Philippines. And what she doesn't understand is that the woman there, there's so many single mums because there's hardly a pension in the Philippines. So children in the Philippines are an asset. Having babies is an asset. So to them, those kids are going to grow up. When they hit 18, they're going to be working. And, you know, they have 2 or 3 or 4 kids and they're a single mum. Well, they're going to have 2 or 3, 4 income generators in, you know, 18 years when those kids are able to work. So this clown does not know that. So she's just saying, she doesn't look at the big picture, the reason why there's so many children, because there's no pension or very tiny little pension. It's about $20 a week when they hit 60. I asked a taxi driver in Quezon City about 3 months ago about pensions, and that's what he told me. So he said no one can survive on that pension, so they have to have children. Single, that's why there's so many single mums there. The children are assets. It's different to the West. Children are pretty much a liability in the West. No, I shouldn't say that, but there's, you know, you get a pension when you grow old in the West, so you don't have to worry about your children getting a job and supporting you, especially if you're a single mother. So we'll continue.
you know, like all these Asians are moving into our neighborhood. I don't know, whoever you are, get over it right now. Get over it. Pull your fingers out. This is nothing. The population density is huge. I think last time I checked it was like 250,000 per square kilometre.
What a liar. Did you hear what she said? 250,000 per square kilometre in the Philippines. That's just a load of absolute crap. That means every 4 square kilometres there's 1 million people. Absolute baloney, I tell you.
Something insane like that. That wouldn't surprise me where I live. But anyway, you get the idea. There are children everywhere. Men with multiple families. Infidelity. And on the radio, Jesus.
She's saying infidelity, men with multiple families. So she's blaming it on the guy here. Don't forget, it takes 2 to tango. You know, it takes 2. The woman has to want the sex as well. So
if you listen to the radio, there's like this love radio, and again, the Filipinos love love, and this feels like, you know, I will forgive you again and again because you are the one I love. I will do anything and blah 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 blah. And it's like they just perpetuate this kind of mentality. You're a good Christian girl, and you're gonna forgive your man for all sorts of shit.
all right, you hear what this extremist is trying to do here? She's trying to paint these love songs that you hear all the time on the radio in the Philippines. She's trying to say about forgiveness. She's trying to just look at it from one perspective, where the woman forgives the man for all the shit he does. But those songs are devoted to both sexes. They're not in particular hitting one sex. But she's trying to put it that it's just the one sex. So she's trying to indicate here that, you know, guys screw around, and then the woman should forgive them. What about the other side of the coin? The woman that act bad, so she doesn't go in from that perspective, right? So this is what's called extremism. Very dangerous. This feminist, and I'll tell you guys, as I said, this is a educational video. You mightn't all realise, I'm sure a lot of you guys realise, but it might just be unconscious. The reason why we guys are flocking to Southeast Asia to meet women and other countries as well, maybe South America or whatever, traditional woman with family values and all that, rather than very nasty extremists like this with very dangerous ideas. This is why there's so many divorces and all this. This horrible ideology has crept into the West and has really ripped families apart, you know. So yes, I will say it again, I'm not sexist. I believe in independent women, but you know, in a marriage and all that, I believe this feminism, or in relationships, this feminism is a very, very destructive ideology, you know. And you know, since it come out, when they first wear those big shoulder pads in the 70s and the 80s, woman, you might have remembered that, trying to say, I'm a man too, you know, I'm equal to a man. Just crazy stuff. Give me a traditional woman with family values, and tell your friends to get to the Philippines or Thailand or whatever, and get the hell out of your country, away from this type of person. But I'll just say there is still plenty of good women in the West as well. But they seem to be dwindling away, and so thank you guys. Thumbs up if you're a red-blooded man and against this crazy, destructive ideology that this being here is putting out, and so many other women are putting out. So, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys, so there's your answer, you little troll, Daniel. Where's your work against feminism? And you call me a feminist. So anyway, you're gonna get blocked. So you can't put your pissy comments on here, because you're a wimp and a mangina, and you don't walk the walk. You just talk the talk. So alright guys, thanks a lot, thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, thank you, and also subscribe to my Philippines channel. All you guys, Miggies or whatever you call yourself, the woman in the East, definitely better. Thanks guys.